So recently, at a Philadelphia Eagles football game, a former New Jersey State Senator, who's also the former chair of the New Jersey State Democratic Committee, named George Norcross, went to the game. In the owner's box, in that box was the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, the mayor of Philadelphia, Senator Norcross, and a bunch of other friends and relatives of theirs. Senator Norcross had a banner, and the banner displayed the American and Israeli flags tastefully and traditionally crossing each other, and he displayed the banner.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor, in the box, called security and said, ask George Norcross to take the banner down. George, whom I know, the tough guy, said, he used language I won't use now, but basically, go take a hike. I'm not taking it down. An hour later, he and the banner were escorted out of the stadium by Philadelphia police. Now, the stadium is owned by the city of Philadelphia, which is, of course, regulated by the First Amendment. I don't get it, how this stuff can happen. I told George, sue them. Sue them in federal court in New Jersey. Don't sue them in federal court in Philly. Sue them where you are. Make them come to you where you live. You traveled from New Jersey into Philly. It's not a very great distance. But let's see what a federal judge will do to this. This is a case for summary judgment. There isn't even a need for a trial.
Yeah, and it's an obvious infringement because we're talking about a state property or city property, which is, as you said, it should be regulated or treated with reference to the Constitution. If it was a private stadium owned by a particular owner, then there's a different story. But here's a case where I don't actually agree with the speech, but I would defend its right to exist. And, but imagine if this was a Palestinian flag flying there, how much swifter the action would have been. In any case, it's completely wrong. It's censorship, and it should not be sanctioned. It should not be endured.
So the mayor said, it's not me, it's the NFL. The NFL doesn't allow any controversial banners. You can say things like, kill the quarterback on the other side. I understand what they mean by that. But you can't silently post the American flag and the Israeli flag. I wonder what would have happened if it was just the American flag, because there we have cases right directly on a point that the government can't interfere with it. But the point of my question, I'm sorry I'm rambling a little, Professor Rechtenwald. The point of my question here is the government has an affirmative obligation to protect the freedom of speech.
Right.
They're not neutral. They're neutral as to content. But if you want to speak on government property, they have to protect you, not protect the ears of those who don't want to hear you because they can walk away. The First Amendment says nothing about hearing, it says speaking.
And the same goes for the NFL. And their contracts with their various broadcasters, they don't have to take in the banner. They don't have to put it in range of their cameras. They could just totally avoid it if they wish. And this is really that. I think that factor is not really a mitigating factor at all. I think that in fact this is strictly a First Amendment issue that has nothing to do with the NFL in effect, because this person is not displaying something on the NFL per se or on the NFL networks per se, simply in the stadium. And it's up to the producers and the cameramen whether to take it in. So it really is an egregious violation.
And of course, he was escorted from the stadium. And because he's a public figure, a lot of people knew who he was. There were people yelling and screaming because of the public humiliation. I mean, the public opinion is decidedly in favor of Senator Norcross and against the mayor. There's also a lot of criticism of the owner for not doing anything. I mean, it was the owner's box. I don't know if he physically owns it or if he's entitled to it because he's the owner, or if he leases it from the city. But the owner did nothing. The mayor instigated this, and their friend, I guess now their former friend, suffered over this. How dangerous are these times for civil liberties.
We're in very perilous times because, and the consequences of suppression of speech have never been greater.